Welcome to OTG Greatest Podcast, where we explore the vital connection between fitness and success in all areas of life. We are your hosts. I'm Daryl,
Philip,
Sean,
and our goal is to help you become the greatest version of yourself.
This show is brought to you by our one and only sponsor, ourself, OTG Fitness. OTG Fitness is a private personal training gym on the south side of Houston in Webster, Texas. You can learn more by visiting otgfitness.com or searching OTG Fitness on any social media platform.
if you happen to find any value in this show, all we ask is that you leave a quick review and mention specifically what helped you out. If you're listening on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with anyone you think may need to hear this.
We're just a couple of guys that found life-changing benefits from fitness, and we want to share that with the world. So every single like, mention, and review really does help us out so much. Help us grow this show and everything OTG is about by sharing with someone today.
Nice. We nailed that intro.
That was pretty clean.
It's a pretty good one.
Bro,
we could chop that up.
We're kind of some badass introers now.
So this is where y'all talk and then y'all edit this part?
What?
Yeah. Or is this part of it?
No, this is part of it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how we're in it.
Yeah, we're in it. You're in it. You were there the whole time sitting awkwardly. The viewers on YouTube,
there's no editing.
Know that we have been joined and graced
Not yet.
by a wonderful presence, one that we know as Denver. Hello, Denver.
Hello.
She doesn't know
Not Colorado, but Denver.
So, listeners, Denver's nervous today, but all the listeners, we have millions of them, and they just love us no matter what we say. So you can say anything,
Perfect.
and they're gonna love you.
Good. That's all I'd hope for.
So, real quick, Denver is Phil's girlfriend, but she's much more than that as a person.
Yes.
Right.
Very much so.
Just how is she related to us, right? So, we brought Denver on because she's recently went on a pretty significant weight loss journey. We're going to get into the nuts and bolts of that because you're a lot thinner than you were whenever I first met you. Whenever Phil first met you as well. We're going to talk about that journey, some of the challenges you had, how you've adapted your mindset to continue down the path. And then we'll get some quick tips for the ladies who want to start losing weight. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
I have learned a lot about the mental side of the fitness journey.
From me?
Denver. Yeah,
From me?
for sure. And what'd you say?
And Legos.
And Legos, yes.
She knows a lot about Legos.
Legos and refinishing furniture,
Right.
sanding it, painting it.
Fall decorations.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful work. You guys
it?
ever want to come check it out? Oh, there's so much
That's
more,
it?
but we'd be here all day.
I just started those things.
There's so much more, but anyways.
The mindset of fitness.
For sure. Just the mental side of it. I've always known about social media being an issue, but with Denver's gone through times, and actually when we first met, she didn't have any social media at all. And I thought that was very interesting. And a lot of it has to do with what we're going to be talking about. And she's just been through a lot of various situations that I think are very relatable for people,
Especially girls.
Especially women. That women probably deal with a lot, and she's found a way to be successful through her fitness journey. And I think it's helped her out a lot. So I think that there's a lot to share.
You said something real interesting that I want to highlight, and then we'll give Denver the floor here. You said that you learned a lot from Denver on the whole mental side of fitness, and outside looking in, people would assume that you have all the answers, you own the gym, you personal train, you know all the stuff. And that wasn't necessarily Denver's thing before. So you're definitely going to know more than her. And that's not always the case.
No, I think there's something to learn from everyone.
There's something to learn from everybody.
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to highlight here. So Denver, you taught the expert something new. You taught an old dog new tricks.
Well, I think it was already there because he like it came to him from our conversations and it was already in there and he just gave it to me.
Very nice.
All the tips and stuff. So everything I'm probably going to say, I probably at some point had a conversation about it with Phil.
Yeah.
And it was Phil's
y'all are boyfriend, girlfriend, so you'll talk about all the things, right? Let's kick this off. So Denver, let's talk about the very beginning, why you wanted to lose weight and how you started. This is in the very early days.
Oh, in the early days?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
what made you decide, and then how did you go about it?
Well, I started off always really active and fit, I played sports in high school and everything, select softball growing up, the varsity basketball in high school.
Nice.
And then college started, and I was like kind of stuck to working out a little bit in the gym, not like legit like every day or anything. But
Was there any weight gain during that period, like
Not-
high school to college?
not yet.
Okay.
College,
You're
yeah,
getting there.
yeah.
Okay.
College started, I think, like maybe getting into my junior year after COVID. Really, COVID hit, and then like I was just in a bad relationship and didn't really have any support. I was taking a lot of college, like a lot of classes, a lot of hard classes, and working a lot and just paying a lot of bills. And the mental health was like so bad. And I'm a stress eater. And I sure did. I started eating, boy. I'm talking Whataburger, Chewy's. Like I was eating out a lot. Like, and so I started gaining some weight.
Very important highlight. I'm gonna let you keep going. The body will follow where the mind goes. She said herself, her mind was not right. She was in a bad relationship. You had a lot of irons in the fire, right? You had a lot of stuff going on, and your mindset was not good, and your physique became not good. It followed the mind. Right?
Oh yeah. It's like a domino effect. It was like everything just started.
So before I cut you off, you said you started to gain some weight. So your body's starting to follow your mind. You're eating junk food because you're stressed out, you're stress eating, you got a bad relationship. So keep building up to.
So 2020, I like COVID and started like gaining some weight and everything. And I just remember like towards the end of the year is whenever a few close people to me started saying very unsolicited opinions about my physical appearance.
Oh, I didn't know this part of it.
Yeah, people were getting kind of harsh a little bit. Friends, family, kind of talking about my weight. There was like
poking fun at you.
It wasn't fun for me. I went to therapy. Yeah,
We're gonna talk about that too.
it was pretty bad. Yeah, I was like pretty down about myself.
People that loved you and cared about you started to
Just-
maybe call you names, talk trash to you about weight gain and so forth.
Yeah, just saying I got bigger. One comment was like, "Oh, I saw you at the pool. I couldn't tell that was you." I was like, "Dang, she looks big."
Because you're a gargantuan. Because you're a gargantuan.
I was like, okay. It just kind of started getting to that point that where like people started saying things, friends and family. And then I was like, well, this sucks. But I was like still in college and I was taking like a ton of hours. Like I took like my last year of college, I took like 36 hours. And
you were working a lot too.
It was working a lot. So it really like at the time, like I was just like, it wasn't really like realistic, you know?
Yeah.
But the hateful comments kind of started kickstarting it. I started like kind of getting back in the gym a little bit as much as I could.
Would you say that it was a direct result of them trash talking you? Like that you decided maybe you were already thinking you should. And then when you heard the comments, you were like, okay, I'm going to the gym.
That's definitely what happened. I think like either way, I was meant to like get fit again, you know, but
it was going to happen.
It was going to happen eventually, but with like the college and everything, and just like, it was like so hard to like just even like prioritize time for fitness. It just wasn't there.
Right.
But,
so you start making these, your friends and family start saying mean things to you and you're occasionally getting back in the gym, but you're not really committing yourself to it.
Yeah, but no, not at all. But, and then my last year of college, I took a lot of classes again, same thing, 36 hours. And then I was so busy. Like this is when the weight loss actually started happening. Like my last.
So at this point, you're still at your heaviest.
My heaviest is 168.
And you haven't started going down. Okay.
No.
So, that's where we're at.
Yeah. My heaviest is 168. My last semester of college, I took like 16 hours and I did my independent study. And I was just like, and I was working. So I was so busy and I was like upset about my weight. I just knew that I just needed to finally start like doing something. And so because I was so busy with like organic chemistry, all this and that, I ended up just eating once a day. Right. But at least like at that point, it was to where I wasn't eating like Chewy's and Whataburger anymore. I was like, it was salmon and Brussels sprouts.
That's it. That was you telling me the only thing I cook is salmon.
That's all I ate.
So you're eating salmon and Brussels sprouts every day.
Once a day. Like that's it.
How long did that last?
Like my whole last semester, like probably like 3-4 months.
And what was it? The reason that you did that, was it because you wanted to lose weight and because you were so busy, or a combination of the two?
It was both.
So you're like, I want to lose weight. I'm also so busy. I know that I like this one meal, Brussels sprouts and salmon. That's what I like. I'm going to eat it once a day. And that's how I'm going to lose the weight and gain the time that I want back because you're so busy.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. And like, so And I also just realized I needed to stop like eating or drinking Starbucks every day. Like every day. I like did the math one time. I spent like an.
You can go to Starbucks, just don't get something with a bunch of sugar in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, oh, that's not happening.
That's not happening.
I'm not doing that.
We've tried.
Is that like against the law?
It's not good.
Kinda.
You can't go to Starbucks and.
I mean, it's the closest thing to breaking the law.
that you can do without. It's like
That fool will do.
So you had a bunch of bad habits.
Tons.
And all right. So did the weight start to come off when you started eating like that?
It kind of did, like, but not a lot. Like,
Right.
like maybe like 5-10 pounds. Because then, like, I think when I first met Phil, I graduated college 2022. I start. Like January, I was like, all right, I'm getting fit.
Yeah.
I'm done with college. You know, I'm done with college. It's time. Like, you know, I'll start, you know, putting my fitness
Careful with those
into
things.
it and everything.
With the biceps.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to start getting back in the gym. So I slowly started like, just like going to the gym, and I was single, and like just life was like better.
Yeah. You weren't in a bad relationship.
No stress.
Your mindset was improving. You're out of your bad relationship. You're out of school. And so that's two bad, like big things off your plate. So it sounds like your mindset starts to improve.
Oh yeah.
I just want to make sure we're documenting what's going on here.
Oh yeah. Just like these small changes. And then, cut out the Starbucks that had already started. And then I started really focusing on like eating just like better and not going out to eat. And also I just didn't have any money.
That's a good way to lose weight. Not have any money.
You go on a diet on accident.
I like moved back in with my dad and my family.
Guess we're just eating ice and bread tonight.
That's pretty much it. But and so I just started working out again and just showing up. Like, and I didn't even know what I was doing. You know, I've never really like been like someone that was like frequently in the gym, like ever.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, well, I'm just going to show up. And I would even like, I'd go to UHCL, I'd ride my longboard to UHCL. Yeah. That was like my warm up. And then I'd just get a workout in. And I was like in the private room because I was so scared to work out on the main floor. Really? I didn't want anyone to see me. I was like, you know, because I was wearing like tight clothes kind of, or like loose dress. I just felt like, you know, and I didn't want anyone to see me, and I didn't think I worked out correctly, which I didn't. Yeah. And so, I'd like work out in this private room. And then like over time, I like.
But you showed up
to the main floor.
I did. Now I'm on the main floor.
Did the weight start to come off?
It did.
So your mindset improves and your training increases. The weight starts to really come off.
It started just showing up. Yeah. Honestly.
Started showing up to the
like,
gym.
I was going like like when we first, because I was like working at the high school too. I was trying to be a teacher.
You had a lot more free time.
Yeah. At that time. And I was like going every day after school. Like I'd go like 5 days a week because then I would get the boardwalk on the weekend. And I would only lift. I've never been a cardio person.
Good
and
for you.
We were eating pretty clean. But honestly, Phil's habits really made a big difference on me. Right. All of them.
So you're telling me your partner's habits really had an influence on you?
Isn't that weird?
They matter?
Isn't that weird?
Imagine that.
I'll stop buying cookies.
Imagination.
Maybe you just sound a little more upset when you say it.
Yeah. His habits.
So fast forward, you start cleaning up the diet, you start working out more. And I think you've pretty much stayed on that trajectory, right? Since then?
I go like, pretty much. So
pretty close, right?
Yeah.
So what was so you go from 168 and eventually you are?
I got down to like, when we started dating, I think I was like 155-ish. And then I remember getting down to like 145. And then going to get a DEXA scan. I got a DEXA scan.
Shout out Mike.
Yes, Mike, you're awesome. Mike's so great. I feel like if you really want to get on your stuff, go visit Mike, you know.
You know what I like? The main thing I like about Mike is not only is his technology really badass, but he's going to tell you.
Oh yeah.
Mike's not going to cushion it whenever you're fat.
There's nothing to hide.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
You can't hide. So carry on.
That was like a great like thing that I did. We went on my birthday last year. Like I think was that the first one we ever did or together? Sure. I think the first one we ever did together. And then I remember Mike was like, "Okay, well, this is your lean muscle mass. Eat this." Phil was like, "Eat this, eat this." And I was like, then I really got on it. Like I was like,
now this you're really putting
this is like down. Yeah, you're a wizard. You can put some edited pictures, right? Of like when I was like the changes.
I've never edited a video in my life. What are you talking about?
I can send you some YouTube videos, some instructions. It seems I can't even imagine that you can like put a picture of me like in a podcast photo.
Yeah, for sure. I can slap that in.
Yeah, Mike really like, you'll see like the change, you know what I'm talking about? Like, so like getting onto the macros really hard. And then I started taking creatine. I was making sure I hit my water like intake. And then I was like working out every day before the boardwalk, like 5 days a week. And like, what's really upsetting, and this is like kind of what I want to like really get into, is that like in that time when I was doing all that, I was still so upset about myself. I was like, I'm not like, you know, super jacked. I don't have a big butt. I'm not this, that, or the other. And like thinking about it now and looking at those pictures last year, I was like, what an idiot. And I was so fit. Especially I was like, if I would have just kept going, but I got like discouraged. Remember how many times I was like, oh my God, like I just didn't even trust the process. I was so fixated on the end result and like the thing that takes years to build that I just like threw in the towel a little bit. Well, I got busy with work and I slowed down a little bit, but now I'm at like 132. I'm like lost some weight.
Valuable lesson there too. So you didn't have the end result you wanted within a short amount of time. So you started to throw the towel in. And I
was upset.
The valuable lesson is looking back. You knew that you were looking back at the pictures now. If you would have stayed on the trajectory,
I would be insane right now.
You would have been where you wanted to be. Like you would have been there twice already.
Pretty sure.
You know?
Yeah, it was looking like that.
And so valuable lesson there. So I think that pretty much covered the weight loss journey and your challenges along the way. And guys, let's not take away from Denver is one of the busiest. She works more than most people that I know. So
childhood trauma. I feel guilty if I don't work.
She works more often, like not like works out, which she does work out. But I'm talking about goes to work, you know, at her job more than most people that I know.
Long days, like 14.
So let's not take away from that. That's still going on right now.
Yeah.
Still working a lot of days and still maintaining all of this. So I see that there's a bullet point here. And this is how you accept that it's hard either way. And you have to choose your hard, which is, I think it's kind of a buzz phrase, but like, what does it mean for you, Denver? How did you come to that realization? And tell us more, get kind of nitty gritty on
choosing
how you use that.
Okay. Well, I'll try to get like a little more detailed about that, but point blank, it was like when I was overweight, that sucked. And then like the journey of like dealing with everything and like trying to like, you know, hit your like macros, hit your weight, like, you know, like getting your water, like showing up to the gym, all that and the other, that's hard too. It's like, it's hard either way. Yeah. Like, it's like that choose your hard sort of thing. Like no matter what, it was going to be like,
so point blank, hard. You knew it was going to suck, right? Something was going to suck.
And they, I know they both do. So,
the way I tell people is, and it sounds like, so if it's hard to be out of shape and it's hard to be in shape, go with the story you would more that closely resembles what that you would rather, I'm butchering this. Go with the story that you would rather tell later. Yeah. So like, I can either be out of shape and that's hard, or in shape and it's hard. Well, I'd rather tell everybody that I was in shape.
Yeah.
You might as well have the end result you want if it's going to suck, while you're going down the path. Right.
Yeah. It's just like whenever you hear people and you talk to them about things, like I day to day, like people always ask me like some things, and like sometimes I'll share like the pictures and stuff, and they're like, well, I don't have time to cook, and I don't have time to like do this, and and it always comes down to that. And like that's hard, but the payoff though, like it's going to be hard either way, but like you're just like, the payoff for like just doing what you need to do is so much more better.
I would imagine you had like little time to cook. You sound like you were pretty busy all through that time. And then it's like, man, you were doing all that on top of making it happen. So it's like, I'm sure hearing someone say, oh man, I work 8 hours a day and I don't have time to cook or go to the gym. I can't do any of this. And
crazy.
You're just like sitting there looking at them like, holy shit. But like, that's kind of wild.
And honestly, I used to kind of have that mindset too. And then it was Phil that kind of put me on it. He was like, so you're telling me like whenever we talk about people not having time, yes or no? It's like when people don't have that time to Phil, we'd have that conversation and Phil's like, so you're telling me you can drive to the grocery store, or you can't drive to the grocery store and get groceries and go home and cook, but you can drive and like go out to eat and like sit there and wait for your food and then like spend, and then it's the same thing. Yeah. And just don't be lazy, you're
going to spend the time either way. So,
but you have to like understand that. And I think that's a big part, like to wrap back around, like in like the mental health piece of the equation. You can convince yourself that you don't, and that you have to do it one way, but maybe they just don't know. You know? And so once you actually sit down and have a real conversation with someone, then you can, then you can change that mindset.
Sure.
Yeah. And like putting these like things into place, like over this like whole like weight loss journey for myself, like it was hard every single time, like cutting out the Starbucks, like that was so tough. I needed that caffeine for like college and stuff. And eventually I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to like drink coffee at the house. And like, that's going to be less calories, but it like was still hard. Like, okay, don't go. And then like cutting back on going out to eat. I was going out to eat like twice a day. Like it was really bad. And then like, that was hard too. Like making that adjustment. It's like super hard either way. But like it was hard when life was hard. I remember like when I was like bigger and like when I weighed more, I remember like there were times I was getting ready to go out with people and I would like cry because I didn't like how I looked.
See,
that was hard. Yeah.
that's pretty
that
tough.
was hard. And then like finding the time to like, meal prep.
All the girls
it's
are like
all
this
hard.
right now.
Yeah.
Because, y'all go through that stuff and it sucks.
Yeah. And it's something that a thing that we have on here that Denver and I have talked about a lot. And I think this is a big takeaway that I've learned is the comparison because of the social media thing.
Yeah.
And
that gets me.
We've had this conversation. So, I mean, it gets me too. And from my perspective, just I don't want to interfere, but from just to see how this is relatable to different people. Like for me, as a business owner, when I get on social media, all I see is people talking about how successful they are.
Right.
And it makes me feel like a failure. Right. And so what Denver struggles with sometimes, she has struggled with a lot in the past, and I'm sure still happens sometimes.
Not as much anymore.
Well, it's good. And that's what we kind of want to share with people here is that if you're constantly looking at these people, the edited photo, the perfect setup,
just not real.
the highlight reel. And so why don't we talk just for a couple minutes about maybe kind of things you went through and how you changed, and if there's any particular things that helped you out a lot, maybe if there's someone listening to this.
To get away from that. Yeah. So whenever when Phil said that I didn't have any social media, I was 18 and I remember I had Instagram. I had Instagram since like 2013. And I remember just calling my dad one day when I was 18, crying. I cried a lot in college. I cried all the time. I think in my planner I was like, cry. Make sure to cry. 4 p.m. cry. I'm not even kidding. I was like, right.
I got a cry session coming up. I can't make it today.
10-minute cry break, which we're studying. I called my dad crying and I was like, I just don't understand. Like, why is my life like this? And his life is like this. And my dad's like, Denver, shut up. It's all bullshit. But I was like, delete that shit. He was like,
he was right though.
And I sure did. I deleted it, and it did help. But I mean, it's kind of like sad that I like let it affect me that bad because like now I'm at a point where I can have it and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But I think when you get like, if you let some social media control you, like you're like SOL.
It's something like you would see like little kids, like you'll see little kids watching like a show and then they like start watching Power Rangers a lot. So they're like flipping around and it's like, it lets them, it affects them in that way. And you see it so often. And as we get older, we're like, dude, I could never let that affect me. But then you see yourself like self-consciously doing stuff that you see online or social media, whether it's like running a business or just trying to sell homes or trying to like edit photos, you sometimes like emulate that. And then you're like, whoa, you got to like kind of step back.
Take a minute to be like, realize what you're doing.
Taking that little social media cleanse.
Like so Denver, what's the mindset now? Like you said, you're allowing yourself to be back on social media. How do you combat those old feelings of looking at the highlight reels and going, the comparison?
Well, it took a minute to kind of just be like, well, none of it's real. Right. And I can like see like, well, eventually I like figured out how to pose. And I'm like,
completely manufactured.
Oh yeah. All of it. So I just like understand that. And honestly, there's what I really like now on Instagram is it's like, I don't know if y'all have ever seen it, like, but women, I guess, I don't know if guys do it, but women will post like, now like influencers, like this is like what I actually look like. And this is like me posed. And I love that. I think that really helps people. And then cause like I thought they looked like that all the time, but now I look like this all the time. So I was like, oh, so y'all been faking this. I was like, I was working real hard to make sure it was real. But I just kind of like looked at it like, like it's not real. They show like the best picture, the best lighting, the best everything. I just eventually. Exactly. Yeah. And I was like, also, I'm working for myself now. I'm not going to like try to be like anyone else. Like everyone's built differently.
Exactly.
Everyone's lifestyles are different. These girls that are probably like committed to working out. That's their life. You know, I work a lot of I do other things.
That's where they allocate more time to that.
Yeah.
So understanding that it's not real and you're seeing only the things they want you to see is very important, especially for younger, more easily influenced people. And in particular, young women, you know, that feel really bad about themselves. And guys have the problem too. They're not as jacked. They're not as tan. They're not as handsome.
I don't want to look like Arnold.
Yeah. Yeah. But girls, I think, take it especially hard. So
I would
understand
agree.
that there's other women, and I don't think that most of them have ill intent, right? They're just, they like the picture of themselves posed, and that's what they post. And, you know, maybe there is some that have ill intent, but I think most of the time they're just doing what they do. And girls, especially younger women, take it the wrong way and think that they need to look like that or they should look like that. And it's not the case. You said it yourself. Everybody's built different. Everybody has their own lifestyle. Everybody has their own things that they like. If we were all the same, this world would be boring, quite frankly. And, you know, there wouldn't be any individuality. So I like that. I like that a lot. All right, Denver, 3 tips for young women or women. Let's tailor this to the girls. If you're trying to get started or you want to lose weight or you're not happy where you're at, if somebody came to you that you cared about and was like, this is how I'm feeling, what are 3 things that you may tell her?
To just start looking at like your day-to-day habits and then to see like where you can like start making like better swaps. So for me, it was like stop going to Starbucks every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice a day.
People don't take inventory of what's coming in and what's going out. Right. So catalog your daily habits.
Yeah, you could. I mean, or like, cause also
at least mentally
catalog. A mental one. Cause I think like the biggest thing is like and that's like where like me getting off social media really helped at first because I'd like see these girls looking the way they looked and they've probably been working for like 3 or 4 years. Yeah. And there's me who's like just starting and I'm like so upset that I'm like not that right then. But like you're not going to get abs overnight. You're not going to get like, you know, that muscle definition overnight. It takes time. Yep. And if you're like going from like 0, you can't go 0 to 100. So like slowly make changes. So like for me, it was like the Starbucks and then stop going out to eat so much and then start going to the gym and just start showing up no matter what you're doing. That's like a good, like that's one of the tips to like definitely just like start going. Yeah. Who cares? Don't put so much pressure on yourself. Just
even if you're in the private room because you don't want anybody to see you.
Yeah, I only used dumbbells for like the first I think only like 3 weeks, but and then I went to the barbell. But just like start showing up and start doing it. Start moving. Start going on a walk. You know, like just start doing something, and then like eventually, and don't focus on like the end result. Like trust the process and like live in the moment and work on what you're doing like in that moment. Yeah. You know,
anything is better than nothing in that regard when you're talking about getting your body moving, right?
Oh yeah. Especially if you want to lose weight, like it's going to take time. It can't like,
so just begin, whether that's going on a walk, whether that's going to the gym, whether you're in the private room, whether you're longboarding, whatever it is, start exercising and moving your body.
And
more.
Like the starting's hard. Like the starting process is hard.
Yeah.
You know,
definitely.
But it gets so much easier.
Yeah.
It's like better. Your life gets just if you're listening, just start doing something. I promise you'll be so much happier.
Yeah. Well, you know, where the mind goes, the body will follow.
Yeah.
Right? So you're telling them to catalog their daily habits, at least mentally,
start
understand what's coming in, what's going out. And then I guess tip 1.5 would be clean those up, right? The small changes that you can make. I'm not saying change your whole lifestyle. Tweak it a little bit at a time.
Make it realistic.
Yeah,
at
make
first.
it realistic.
Don't like
maybe Starbucks every other day.
Right.
You know, right. I mean, that's half the calories, right?
Exactly.
So small changes. And then just when it comes to the whole getting the workout side of it, just begin.
Just start.
That's your advice.
Yeah. Anything.
Start doing it.
Start showing up. Ask a friend if they want to go play tennis.
Yeah. You'll figure out what you like. You'll figure out what works for you. You'll figure out what doesn't work for you. And once you know those things, you can have those tools in your tool belt and leverage them to your advantage, right? And you're not going to know unless you start going and you start doing it.
And also get proper education like along the way.
This would be number 3.
Yeah, number 3. Because like I think I've seen, and I don't think I ever really fell into this too much. And I know you can lose weight, you know, from like running and like cardio and stuff, but I never did. I just lifted. Cleaned up my diet, and it just like happened itself. I don't really use a lot of machines. I'm pretty much just like a compound lifter, I guess, right? Is that kind of what you'd call it? And like I sometimes have abs, you know, and as a result.
Every now and then.
So you're big on functional training.
Yeah, lifting.
Because that works for you.
For me, but not for everyone. Everyone has different goals. So
we talked about this a little bit on our last episode, and we'll wrap this up here in a second. But you hit something. You said, "Oh, you have to do cardio." You know, people think you have to do cardio to lose weight. People think you have to weight train to lose weight. Thermogenics or thermogenesis, right? Is that the word? Is it
thermodynamics?
Thermodynamics. I'm sorry.
Photosynthesis
as well. This is very important. Photosynthesis. Thermodynamics doesn't care what you did to elevate your heart rate to burn the fuel, right? Now, is there more efficient ways? Absolutely. But thermodynamics doesn't say, oh, well, she only did cardio today, so she's only going to burn half the calories.
Right.
You know, or she weight trained today, she's going to burn double the calories now. It doesn't care. Calorie in, calorie out, right? And however getting them out works for you, right? Just
get moving.
Yeah, just get
start
moving.
Doing it.
I love that. Just get moving.
Just start.
And you don't have to be perfect. Like where Denver's at now compared to where she's
from. Definitely perfect.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Come on. Is she an angel? Look at her.
Mom, shut up. Mother, you're embarrassing me, Mom.
But what I was getting at is you don't have to be perfect. Like, you know, there was a point in time where she was working out 5 days a week and getting it every single day. And now that's not necessarily the case, but she has the tools, like you mentioned, the tools in the tool belt. Yep.
And now like I'm not even worried about it. Like now, like knowing, I wish I knew then, like a year ago, what I know now, that like it's gonna work out. Just if you have like the right habits, they're gonna compound eventually, and you're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna be like, wow.
Yeah. Direct result of just starting.
Right.
Yeah. Something that Mike says a lot, and we were talking about Mike earlier, is he says that your body.
You're fat?
He probably maybe says that often.
He said that to me.
He said that to you. But another thing that he says is that your body.
My dad said that to me too. Don't worry.
He doesn't say that.
He says that your body works off of averages, meaning that you don't have to be perfect all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, your body works off of averages. So if 5 out of 6 times, you know, you do good, then good things are going to happen because your body, it's going to average itself out to where you're still in the positive. Right. And so now I think Denver works out usually like twice a week, sometimes 3,
sometimes 1,
sometimes 1, you know, but overall we eat pretty good. Right. She does work at a restaurant, so that makes it a little harder, but still at the end of the day, her habits are set and she eats pretty good most of the time. Yep. Works out 2 or 3 days a week, most of the time, sometimes 1.
Yeah. Sometimes probably 4.
Yeah. And everything's fine. And she feels good. She's in a good spot now.
Yeah. Really just having that, like a good mindset about it all too. Just really like, I just wish from the very beginning. That's a
major key.
Yeah. I just wish from the very beginning, I would have been like, I wish I would have just enjoyed the process and the journey in the moment rather than just being like, why don't I look like this girl, you know? Cause like, it'll just.
The good news is you came to that realization, and I think it's one of those things that once the light bulb goes off, you're not going to forget how that feels. Right. So you'll be able to navigate your way out of this if you ever find yourself in a slump again that you need to pull yourself out of. And, you know, Phil said it, if we eat 3 meals a day, that's 21 meals a week. If 18 or 19 of those are really good and 2 or 3 are not,
it's a good average.
That's a pretty good average, man. You know, what do they say? 300 batting average Hall of Fame in the MLB?
Yeah, 3 out of 10. Well, you got to do better than that. But
you got to do better than 3 out of 10.
You got to do better than 3 out of 10.
But the body works on averages.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else? Denver, are you satisfied? Have the people heard everything you need to say right now?
I think so.
You going to go build some Legos? You should go get more fall decorations.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah, I don't know what I'll do. I started yoga again. I've done yoga. Yeah, I've done yoga on and off.
You know, Jessica did yoga in Austin a couple weekends ago, and she's been talking about it ever since.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's like really good, and that's like everything that I've learned with like working out. I'm like applying to yoga because like I've done it on and off for like 7 years, and I'm like decent. I'm not like a crazy, I played basketball. I'm not like, I can't like do the splits. I'm just not. I'm like a vertical person. Like let me stand tall. Well, it might happen. I'm like getting closer to it, but like right now I'm like, I recently started back up again. I did it at the beginning of the year. Remember I was going to that yoga studio for a while, and I was like doing pretty good. It was like always cool. The teacher's like, wow, very nice pose, Denver. I was like, oh, thanks. I was like, thank you. I was like getting to the point where I could like start stacking kind of and start lifting my body a little bit in some positions. And like, but I'm recently starting back up again, and it's like not good. But instead of being upset about it, I'm just like, you know what? In a month, if I just keep doing it every day, this is day sixth day in a row.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm like,
folks.
I'm just not even going to worry about like what I can do. Like, I'm not gonna be upset about what I can't do right now, because if I just keep doing it every day right now, like I'll be able to do what I want to do. Yep. I just got to keep going. So.
And she just does it in the morning for how long?
Oh yeah, it's just a YouTube. I just go on this YouTube thing.
Puts it on the TV in the living room, and
you get a sweat like
yeah,
if you're
yoga's tough, bro.
It's I'm like
my
shaking.
big ass, I'm sweating and like breathing heavy and
yeah. So I mean, even for like the listeners who like don't know how to like really even get started, start doing like something in your room. Start doing something in your living room.
Just start
15. Yeah, just start doing something. Yeah. It'll like all compound together.
A lot of takeaways here.
Hopefully.
Love this show. Just begin, and where the mind goes, the body will follow. That's the two big ones that I'm picking up on right now. And there's a whole bunch of other ones that are under there as well. Phil, you got anything else?
I don't think so.
Denver, you got anything else?
Yes. Okay.
Let's hear it.
All right. Folks, my message is simple. I told Phil I wanted to say this. If you want to get fit, listen to the OTG Podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
If you want to get fit, listen to that.
Go visit Dexa Mike.
Go visit Dexa Mike, listen to OTG Podcast, and get personal training, OTG Fitness, and get Sean Wisdom to record you doing it.
Oh,
yeah, it does help.
I think I can do that.
Yeah.
I think I'm qualified.
I gained 200 pounds on my bench when Sean's recording me.
Wow.
No doubt, right? My abs are more defined.
There you go.
You're a wizard.
Yeah, your butt's bigger.
Yeah, my butt's more round.
Yeah, you can take a better Instagram booty selfie.
Yeah, I sure
nice.
can.
I was gonna ask. You said you played a little bit of basketball. Have you and Phil played basketball against each other yet?
We have only done it one time.
We played basketball once.
Little love and basketball
Did
action.
you win?
Did we play a game? Or we played
21.
horse. We
played horse.
We played.
Kid showed up.
A little kid showed up. He's like 8. We didn't want to wreck him.
He would have dunked on y'all.
All character building.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
It wasn't me.
I don't think I won. I got close. I'm off my game. Haven't played in a while. But no, we should go play.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it. It's a good workout.
So you would dunk on Phil pretty much?
I would love to try.
Yeah.
But I'm probably pretty trash now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I think Denver could win.
I think we need to
I
find
don't
out.
think so.
I'd have to body Phil pretty hard, and he'd be upset.
Listeners at home, get ready for the Denver versus Phil basketball match. It's coming very soon, and we're gonna have some like special rules and stuff. It's gonna be pretty badass.
I'm gonna dedicate my whole life right now to training for this
As long as I can
event.
commentate, I'm there.
We're gonna get jerseys made.
Yeah, there we go.
Can we be the commentators?
That would be so sick.
Let's do it.
I'd be so
Can we
happy.
have a ping pong tournament first?
We'll do that too.
Dude, that would be great.
Hell yeah! All right. Anybody
guys.
got anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, y'all. Like, subscribe, follow. Oh, Denver, do you want people to follow you or not?
They may.
Where do you want them to follow you at?
I have Instagram.
What is your handle?
Denver Young 2.
At Denver Young 2. That's it, all one word.
What happened to Denver Young original?
So I first had Instagram in high school, and Denver Young. No, Denver Young, like that was my handle. And then I deactivated Facebook for like 5 years, or not Facebook, sorry, Instagram for like 5 years. And I got back on like last March. It was taken by another Denver Young. She's pretty badass. You know, she's a surfer. She's really cool. She's like in
so maybe follow her too.
Yeah, go ahead. She's real
Do you
cool.
follow her?
We kind of look alike too. We're both blondes. I'm like, it's me and another wife. But she took my handle. She took my handle, so I'm number 2.
Denver Young 2.
Yeah, you can have me on PSN XX Noodle Ninja 007.
Noodle Ninja 007. Noodle
It took us a long time to come up with that.
Noodle
Yeah.
Ninja 007.
Yeah, isn't-
Noodle Ninja
isn't that good?
007.
Yeah, it's
That
good.
should be your Instagram handle.
I know. I thought about changing it. I did change my Facebook bio to professional noodle ninja. So
There you go.
I might as well just
That's a good
What games are you playing?
Hogwarts Legacy kind of. Kidding. When I have the time.
Yeah.
And then just any I like first person shooter games. So like
Okay.
Call of Duty, stuff like that. What else do I have? Am I playing any other games right
I
now?
think that's it.
Yeah, it's hard to find time. I try, but
Between that and Legos.
Noodle Ninja.
yeah.
All
I
right,
just try
y'all.
my
All the time
best.
left.
Noodle Ninja. Let's
XX
close.
007.
XX. Oh, it's.
Oh wait,
hold on.
XX Noodle Ninja 007.
XX Noodle Ninja 007 at Denver Young 2 because Denver Young OG original is taken by a surfer Denver Young.
She's cool.
Who you can follow her too. I might follow her too. I don't know.
She looks real cool, yeah. we chatted at one point for like years ago for about something.
Two Denver's chatting.
Yeah.
Two Denver Youngs chatting.
So you want to come
like-
off of that name real quick, buddy,
Yeah.
or what?
I think like we've
offer
gotten
$10
tagged
for a
in like
handle?
weird things before or something.
Makes sense.
I should.
All right, y'all. We're gonna close this one out. Like, subscribe, follow both Denver Youngs.
Is it over?